X1 credit card the smartest credit card ever made according to X1? Either way, this credit card has been extremely difficult to get your hands on, at least over the past 8 months, pretty much since it launched. I think the wait list was a little bit over 70,000 people. So this was a referral only credit card when it first launched. Now it looks like you can go ahead and apply for this credit card right on the website today. So if you're interested in what I have to say today about the X1 credit card, then you can go ahead and apply. It also looks like they temporarily removed the referral bonus or whatever from the X1 credit card, but they said they plan to reinstore that very soon. So we'll see how all that plays out. But like I said, if you want to go ahead and apply for the card today, you can. Overall, my experience with the X1 credit card has been pretty much great. I would say I give it about an 8 out of 10 as far as credit cards go. And I'm going to explain all that in today's video. I want to take you guys on over to the X1 website so we can see what they're talking about nowadays versus what I got when I first applied and got approved for the card. And on top of that, I want to take you guys on over to the X1 app a little bit later in this video so I can show you guys all the extra benefits that the X1 card does provide to you if you decide to go ahead and grab it today. Either way, let's get into that first part. So let's cut on over to the X1 website and talk about that. So the X1 credit card is mostly known to giving you a higher credit limit than your average basic credit card that you might get from your bank. The X1 credit card says they're going to give you up to 5 times what your average credit limit may be. And overall, when I applied and got approved for this credit card, it did just that for me. I actually got approved for about $22,000. And the next highest credit card I had at the time when it came to a credit limit was only about $9,000 to $10,000. You get points for every purchase you make with the X1 credit card, 2 times the points back on some purchases, all the way up into about 4 times the points back on other purchases. That equates to exactly 1 cent per point. So if you have 20,000 points, that means you have $200. So essentially you're getting anywhere between 2% back and 4% back on every single purchase or more that you're making with the X1 credit card. And on top of that, this is all bundled into a no annual fee card. So honestly, off the rip, I really liked X1 then, and I still like X1 now. Everything is handled within the X1 app, and I plan to show that off later in this video, so stay tuned for that. And if you do wish to apply for the card today, you can go ahead and apply on the website. They'll do a soft pull on your credit to overall give you a rate and however much your credit limit will be. And then if you decide to go ahead and accept their offer, they're gonna go ahead and do a hard pull on your credit. Once you get approved, you can spend that money immediately via the X1 app, and you can go ahead and connect it to Apple Pay by using a virtual card. And then they'll of course send a actual card, a physical card in the mail to you, and you can go ahead and use that once you've received the physical card. I think for me at the time, it took about 2 weeks for my physical card to come, but overall it could be a little bit faster now, it could be a little bit slower. Honestly, I'm not sure, so you would just have to wing it on that front. A really cool feature that I thought they offered at the time was the virtual card feature. They still offer this feature today, and this allows you to make a fake credit card, essentially a fake credit card or a temporary use credit card that you can use maybe one single time, maybe for 30 days or something like that, and then the credit card would pretty much expire or go away. So if you want to sign up for some membership and overall you need to put your card on file, but you don't want to use your card just in case you forget to cancel that membership, you can go ahead and sign up and use one of these one-use virtual cards and put that on that file. Netflix, I don't know what people be doing, Netflix. Anyway, you can go ahead and do that, and then boom, you only get charged, or you only have that card on file, but you never get charged for it or anything like that. So I thought that was a pretty cool feature. It's still available on the app today, and I've used it a couple of times. The cashback structure is broken down to 3 separate categories. So you'll either get 2% back on pretty much every single one of your purchases. So that's pretty solid. A nice 2% back card. If you want to use it for just 2% back, that's great. You'll either get 3% back. If you get 3% back, you have to spend at least $15,000 on the card every single year. And the last option is actually multiple options. The last option is actually 4, 5, or 10% back, as they're advertising it right now on the website. When I first signed up, there was only an option for 4% back. You couldn't get 5 or 10% back depending on what you did. But typically 4% back, you'll get 4% back for one single month when you refer somebody to the X1 card. As I mentioned before, the referrals are temporarily closed, but they could open up in the future. It looks like as they expand pretty much, it looks like they're expanding right now. As they expand, they'll have more offers for you. So you can get 4% back, 5% back, or 10% back, depending on what kind of purchases you either make or how many people you actually refer to the X1 credit card. But at the time, it was only 4% back, and you would get that 4% back bonus every single month for every single person you referred to X1. I had personally about 13 referrals, so I have 4% back, unlimited 4% back all the way up into February of 2023. When it comes to the redemption of those points, that's actually a solid downfall that I see with X1, and it could deter people to not pretty much get the card. When you try to go ahead and redeem your points with X1, you can only redeem your points for that 1 cent per point redemption with select retailers. So if you're not gonna go ahead and spend with some of these select retailers or all of these select retailers to try to redeem your points for these select retailers that I'll put on screen right now, then overall I don't think it's the best card for you. It's still an option because you'll still get that 2% back or 3% back if you like, but it doesn't really matter if you only can redeem the points to these particular retailers. If you don't shop at these retailers, then honestly this card just might not be the best one for you. Some of those on there I do shop at pretty often, so it's not a big deal for me, but if that is a big deal to you, then of course I don't know if I could really recommend the card to you, or at least there might be other cards that give you a better redemption bonus. Past that though, you can still redeem the card, you can still redeem the points back for cashback, but if you do cashback, you're only going to get 0.7 cents per point versus 1 cent per point. So you'll overall have less value with your points, and I just honestly don't recommend that. I don't recommend getting cashback. It would make more sense for you to go ahead and redeem that with whatever purchase you made and get the statement credit for that 1 cent per point. So without further ado, let's cut on over to the X1 app and I can show you guys a little bit more in depth. So I'm going to open X1 on up. Here we are with this nice little animation, and boom, there we go. That's my balance right there. That's how much money I owe for the month, and pretty much my payment is due October 8th if you care. Either way, this is how the X1 app pretty much looks. If we scroll down, you can see all the purchases that I've made over the past couple of days or weeks. And we can scroll down. It's just simply going to show you all your purchases, and you can also go ahead and type something in. So let's type in tolls. I think I have tolls on here. Let's type in giant because I just saw it. So yeah, you type in giant and boom, you type in whatever you type in and boom, things pop up. So simple enough for that. If you go on over and click at the top right here, you can see my credit limit sitting right now at $22,000. Currently, X1 will monitor everything so you can overall get a higher credit limit as time goes on. And of course, if you earn more money, because this card places a big emphasis on your actual income, as long as your income goes up, then the X1 credit limit should go up as well. But you can contact support when it comes to trying to get a credit limit increase if you wish to do that in the future. If we go the other way, you can see my available amount of money that I have to spend on the card right now, and that's pretty much it. If we go ahead and click on at the top where you see that little gift icon, that is actually for the referrals I receive, and as I mentioned before, I received about 14 months of 4 times points back, or 14 months of 4% back, which takes me to about February 13th of 2023. I'm gonna go back on over to the main page, and if you can click on the other icon, the bell icon in the top right, it simply shows you notifications. I'm not going to show that just for personal reasons, of course, but just shows you notifications, purchases you've made, things you paid off, stuff like that. And of course, in the top the top left corner where it says MM, of course, Michael Mitchell. Either way, you go on there, you can see payments. You can add card holders, up to 5 card holders. You can add your bank account so you can go ahead and pay for the X1 credit card, documents that you would need, settings that you might want to change, and the help center. You can go ahead and message X1 or you can email them. It's personally up to you. Text message works pretty fine with them, and you can also provide feedback to them as well. If I go ahead and try to invite a friend, I can't right now because like I mentioned before, they closed off the referral feature right now. So I can't refer anybody, but it's okay because like I said, you can go and apply for the card right now apparently on the website. Before you can do that. So that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead on back on in main page, and let's scroll on down to the bottom. Down at the bottom, you can see where it says 4 times points. That's how much points I'm earning right now on my purchases, and you can also see how many points you have right there. And if we click view all, you can see exactly what I mean when it comes down to getting that right redemption bonus. Right now, you can see if I wanted to go ahead and redeem my points for a purchase, then I would get 1 cent per point for my IKEA purchase or one of my Wayfair purchases, or I would get less than 1 cent per point for all the other merchants that I made purchases with. Or if I want to get cash back, I would get 0.7 cents per point. Like I said before, I think it's only best if you're going to redeem these points for the 1 cent per point, because that's how you're pretty much going to get the most cash back, the most bang for the buck, the most value for your money. So of course, I would go in and try to redeem a Wayfair purchase. And if you look at some of these Wayfair purchases, you can see that I can't apply any points to them. I'm clicking right here, nothing's happening. And that's because you have to have the certain amount of points to go ahead and make that redemption for it. Otherwise, you have to just wait until you get that amount of points again. So if I wanted to pay off my Wayfair purchase or have that statement credit come to me, I would have to work my way up to 85,000 points, 87,000, or 121,000 points to overall pay that purchase off and have that be statement credit on my account. If I don't have that, which I think is a downfall of X1, then I pretty much can't use it. It's just that simple. Of course, I can still go in and redeem this for cash back, but do I want to do that? No, because it's not worth as much. So for the time being, it doesn't matter. I already paid those purchases off, but I can still get the statement credit if I wish to sometime in the future. If we go on back, you can scroll down and see the cashback same options. And we go on over to the next tab. The next tab is Boost. Boost simply allow you to earn more points. It's pretty simple. So I can go ahead and earn more points on my Apple Pay purchase. So if you have your card, your X1 card on Apple Pay, and you go and pay with Apple Pay, just simply hit this, hit slide to activate, and then you can go ahead, you have 24 hours to pretty much go ahead and make an Apple Pay purchase using your X1 card, and you'll get 5% back on that single purchase. So I'm gonna go ahead and click deactivate because I'm not gonna use that right now. And you can use this for multiple different things. Now, if you go excessively, they do expire. There was one on here for 5% back in gas. I used that about 4 times before it went away, and now I can't use 5% back in gas. But overall, I think some of them do return, and we'll just have to wait and see. I think it just depends on what's going on with X1, how the cashback works. But I think overall, these boosts do replenish over time. I'm not entirely sure, so don't quote me on that, but I think they do replenish over time, because I think I used the restaurant one a decent amount of times now for 5% back, and it has gone and came back. So pretty much, I think they do replenish, but like I said, don't quote me on that. That's just what I think I've seen since I've been using it for 8 months. Past that though, you can go ahead and over to the cards tab, where you can go ahead and make that virtual card like I mentioned before. So you can go ahead and make a single use card, a free trial card, or a standard virtual card that you can cancel at any time. Simply up to you. So that single use card, let's go ahead and do that. And you can say, like, I think I made the example of Netflix. So, you got 16 different emails, you know how people do, 16 different emails, and you want to go ahead and put a card on file so you can do that. Once you put that card on file and use it for Netflix or whatever, you can go ahead and create the card, cancel it. It'll actually auto cancel after that very first Netflix purchase. Pretty much them just verifying that you have a card on file, and that's pretty much it. So you won't be charged at all. So pretty cool feature. I don't use it that often, but yeah. Past that, we have the last tab, which allows you to go ahead and get extra points back when you go shopping with their partners. So as you can see here, I showed the partners earlier, but you can go ahead and get points back or cash back or extra cash back depending on what partners you use. So you can see right here, Nordstrom Rack, you're gonna get 10% back on your purchase. Warby Parker, another 10% back, and you have to do all these, I believe, within the app. Once you go within the app and then you go ahead and click on the website, you'll do it on here, and literally that's exactly how it'll work. So let's go and continue the website purchase, and you just make your purchase and you'll get 10 times the points back. So you do have to do it on the website. You cannot go into the store to do it. So I just put that in there, and that's pretty much it. So that pretty much is the X1 card. If I go ahead and click on make a payment, you can make a payment with a full balance. You can do the statement balance. You can do the minimum payment or another payment like pretty much any other credit card. And you can also set it to pay later or pay right now when you go ahead and make that payment. Past that, that's pretty much it as far as X1 goes. They do not offer, there is no annual fee for X1. There's no foreign transaction fee, and there's also no late fees when it comes to the X1 credit card. So that's all very nice. You still have interest, you still have to pay interest, but we don't pay any interest around here for any of our credit cards. We don't do that. Make sure you pay your card off in full every single month, every single credit card you got, as long as you got to do it. If you got zero interest, then I get that. But past that, we don't pay any interest around here. That deletes the whole purpose of a credit card, in my personal opinion, so no. Past all that, the X1 credit card does offer even more benefits than that, like cell phone protection, trip interruption reimbursement, purchase security, auto rental collision damage waiver, and a little bit other stuff that you can go ahead and check out if you wish to go ahead and grab the card. And lastly, when it comes to your credit and your credit score, of course, you need X1 to report to credit bureaus. So as of making this video, the X1 card has reported to, I believe, my TransUnion and my Experian. When it comes to Equifax or Equifax, however you say it, they have not reported to Equifax just yet. So if you're trying to get this card to overall get a higher credit score because you have more utilization available to you, then just wait a couple of months. It took about 4 months before it to show up on my Experian, and about 5 months for it to show up on my TransUnion. So just putting that out there. If you think you're gonna go ahead and grab this card and you're gonna get an instant point boost, then it's probably not gonna happen that way. Simply because they take a little bit of time to report, and they're still not reporting to all 3 credit bureaus, at least not for me personally. So putting that out there as well if you just need to know that. So literally the only other thing I didn't mention was that it is a metal credit card. This is a nice metal credit card, 17 grams of stainless steel. So little sound test. That's on IKEA wood, not real wood, but close enough. Either way, nice credit card. Do I recommend it? It depends. I honestly really do like my X1 credit card, but after I get my 4% back, after that expires in February 2023 and drops down to about 2%, on every single purchase, then it'll probably still be in my wallet most likely, because it's a nice 2% credit card just to have in your wallet. But if you don't want the X1 credit card and you just want a simple 2% back credit card, then I would just go with something like the Citi Double Cash. You get 1% back when you buy it, and then another percent back when you pay for it. So either way, I think that's pretty solid. I think X1 is definitely a super solid credit card as long as you can redeem the points for the purchases that you would make. If you're going to redeem the points and get cash back, I honestly don't think it's that worth it. I think you should go with another credit card. There are tons of credit cards out here to go with. I made credit card videos. Other YouTubers have made tons of credit card videos. So I'll have a couple up there in my credit cards playlist that you can go through and see what might work best for you and your purchases. Either way, do I recommend it? Yes. Is it for everyone? Not everyone, but I do recommend it, and that's pretty much it. So if you guys enjoyed it, if you got any questions about X1, like I said, you can go ahead and apply for it right now, which is pretty cool. I don't have any referrals to give out. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Take care of yourselves. If you have any other credit card questions, or you wanted me to talk about another credit card, I have 11 or 10 or something like that, then let me know down in the comment section below. I'm out. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay positive. Stay hydrated. Dollar Mike. Peace. Have a great weekend. Because I'm recording this on a Friday. So have a great weekend if it's the weekend for you. If it's not the weekend for you, then have a great week. I'll catch y'all.